Ladies and gentlemen, I draw your attention to the big screen.
For all children, a bright future depends on a good education. But unfortunately, millions of children in low-income communities across the country don't have access to the basic school supplies they need to be successful in school. And that's why the Kids in Need Foundation exists.
The mission of the Kids in Need Foundation is to see that every child is prepared to learn and succeed in the classroom. And we do that by providing free school supplies to students across the country.
Through our various programs, the Kids in Need Foundation helped 4.8 million disadvantaged children last year with new school supplies. Providing backpacks filled with supplies to these children with low-income backgrounds can make all the difference to their educational futures.
It's important to support kids' education because they are the next generation. They are the future workforce. We're going to be relying on them. And so if we help schools, if we invest in schools, we will get the benefits in return.
With the support of generous companies, sponsors, and individual donors, the Kids in Need Foundation works to ensure that all kids have the tools they need to learn.
The kids were so excited. Their faces just lit up. And I couldn't be happier for them because I know the need at this school, and I know that for many kids having a new backpack just means the world to them.
That smile just made me feel so good, and it made everybody in the room feel good because we did something that really matters. We gave them tools today, tools to learn, and that's priceless.
Thanks to the Kids in Need Foundation, more young students will now have the tools they need to learn and succeed in the classroom, helping them to make the best of their education.
Kids remember things like this, and I hope that these kids learn something from this and that it's important to give back, and I think this will make a huge impact in their lives.
Working with the Kids in Need Foundation is a great way to give back because all their profits, all their hard work goes directly where it counts, the classroom.
Providing kids the tools necessary for learning is very important, and I think this is going to help them prepare for the future.
What you've done here today is make an investment in today's students, which is tomorrow's future.
The Kids in Need Foundation, school supplies, changing lives.
Please welcome the Executive Director of the Kids in Need Foundation, Dave Smith.
Thank you, and welcome to the 18th Annual Education Celebration Gala. 18 years seems hard to believe, although I'm guessing that some of you in this room have been to most, if not all, of the galas, and we especially thank you. Our theme tonight is School Supplies Changing Lives, the tagline we've used since 2010. That short video you just saw and some other things you'll hear as we go through the program give you some idea how school supplies can indeed change lives. We are a national organization, and we distribute supplies to students all across the country. It's inherent in our mission to see that every child is prepared to learn and succeed in the classroom. Although we served 4.8 million students in 2015, there are still more than 11 million students under the poverty line waiting to receive our help. We could never have accomplished what we have without your support. In 1995, we provided supplies to 25,000 students and 1,000 teachers. But because we're all here tonight and because of the support we get, last year we provided supplies to 4.8 million students and more than 150,000 teachers. While tonight is a celebration of what we've accomplished together, it's also an appeal for your continued support. We just finished a strategic planning session and set a goal for the next 4 to 5 years. And our objective and our hope is to supply 10 million students on an annual basis by the year 2020. I'm confident together we can accomplish this. We often talk about our mission of giving free school supplies to students most in need. But tonight, we'd also like to remind you of our 4 main initiatives. The first is a national network of 38 teacher resource centers, basically teacher-free stores where teachers from low-income schools can go in and shop for items to take back to the classroom. I put quotation marks around shop because the items are free. and we distribute more than $100 million on an annual basis through this network of resource centers. Second program is a teacher grant program, whereby we supply teachers with a grant to fund an innovative, creative classroom project that probably would have gone unfunded. Grants are in the amount of $100 to $500, and since the beginning of this program, we've distributed almost $2 million in grants to teachers. Thank you. Our third initiative is a school-ready supplies program, or a backpack program, where we give a backpack with 20 basic classrooms items to students. We've done this with corporate America, organizations such as Deloitte, Samsung, Pfizer, Wells Fargo. It's also used by family foundations and even neighborhoods. It's a way to take an empty backpack, we ship them bulk supplies, they do a team building event, fill the backpacks, and then we align them with a low-income school in the area. It's a great, fun event. Our fourth initiative is Second Responder Program, whereby we provide backpacks to students impacted by natural disasters. Think things like Superstorm Sandy, tornadoes in Moore, Oklahoma, recently the flooding in West Virginia, and we'll be deploying backpacks and school supplies down to Louisiana next week. As a recipient of your generosity, we want to ensure that you are aware of some outcomes that we've realized. We've always had anecdotal information about the impact that having supplies has on students and teachers. But last year, we conducted a survey of thousands of teachers across the country, and they confirmed things that we'd always been aware of, that when students do have the supplies, their performance, their behavior, and their attitude all improve. In short, they like to learn and they're willing to learn. Corporate partnerships have been a mainstay of Kids in Need. For the past several years, Kids in Need and UBI have shared a vision of getting school supplies into the hands of students whose families could not afford them. As part of UBI's sponsorship tonight, called We Love Teachers, we were able to invite local teachers and principals to attend the celebration. At this time, I'd like to thank teachers here for their service to us. I'd also like to ask all educators in the room to please stand. Thank you indeed for what you do every day. I'd also like to ask members of our staff and our board and our committees to stand so we can thank them for what they do every day for us. I'm pleased to share the podium tonight with a co-host. Please welcome Mary Lester, a member of our board of directors and owner of MPL, Public Relations.
Thank you so much, Dave. I'm so excited to be here with everyone this evening. More than 8 years ago, I learned of a foundation with big dreams of making sure every child in this country has the confidence to walk into school with the school supplies they need. I joined the team with a specific goal in mind: building awareness. The foundation soon became much more than a client to me. I was honored to join the board of directors. We collectively knew that in order to succeed and grow, more people would have to understand the power of what we do as an organization. There is no more important mission than ensuring our students right here in the United States have the tools they need to succeed. We need to invest in our country's children. They are our most valuable resource. A pencil seems like such a small thing, but to a teacher trying to teach math, for an example, it is an essential tool to making sure that her students can learn. Some of the children we help do not even have running water in their homes. They carry their toothbrushes to school in the backpacks we've provided them to wash up before class each morning. For some of these kids, the school supplies provided by our foundation are some of the first new gifts they've ever received. We say the best gift we receive is seeing their eyes light up when we hand them their very own backpack. The Kids in Need Foundation brand is more recognizable than ever. We have earned stories on NBC Nightly News, The Today Show, PBS American Graduate Day, Jenny McCarthy, and countless others. Well, where do we go next? Everyone sitting in this room tonight has the power to help. It is important for everyone here to tell our story. By sharing our cause, whether it's on your Facebook page or over a cup of coffee with your colleagues, you are advocating on behalf of the more than 16 million children who are currently living below the poverty level. Michigan native and music legend Eminem is committed to sharing our cause. Last year, with the connection of a board member, he learned that we wanted to provide 30,000 Detroit students with their back-to-school supplies. Eminem made a donation. This year, we called his team and told them we wanted to help every single student in Flint, Michigan. We asked for his help. He agreed not only to make a donation, but to also be an advocate for these students in Flint. He shared our mission on Facebook, on Instagram, and he asked his fans to help us. That is the power of spreading the word. You may not have 91 million likes on Facebook like Eminem does, but by being here tonight, each and every one of you has demonstrated your belief in what we do. Please take our message that school supplies change lives out to those in your personal orbit to achieve our mission, and we thank you so very much. Tonight, we introduce you to the SMEAD Award. Please welcome Casey Avent, President of SMEAD.
Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Dave, for sharing your vision. I saw the number 10 million students by 2020, and that's an amazing goal that I'm sure collectively we'll be able to reach. SMEAD is very glad to introduce the SMEAD Award to continue the support we've offered the Kids in Need Foundation for many years and many years to come. The SMEAD Award will be given to 2 students who have demonstrated the following skills and character: sincerity in what they pursue, mentorship to those around them, enthusiasm for learning, action to make a difference in their life and the lives of others, determined to positively impact their communities. Let me tell you about our recipients. The first young lady I had a chance to meet just a few minutes ago, her name's Samantha Bloodsaw. She's a senior at Columbia Heights High School right here in Minnesota, where she has pursued and excelled in the rigorous advanced placement course schedule. She is active in the school and community and was recently selected as the City of Columbia Heights Princess. She is co-captain of the swim team and very active in Key Club. Samantha exemplifies Columbia Heights pride through her commitment to her education and passion for her community. We honor Samantha with the SMEAD Award tonight. Absolutely. The second recipient is 7th grader Grace Richardson, who has delivered school supplies with the help of her family to the Twin Cities Kids in Need Resource Center for the last 3 years. But she doesn't do the traditional school drive. She actually collects school supplies from her fellow students at her school at the end of the year. Grace collects supplies that may have never been used and might otherwise be thrown away. Grace, with the help of her older sister and her younger brother, spent a number of summer days cleaning up any used supplies and give them new life. And I can tell you, I have an 11-year-old and a 13-year-old. Giving that time during the summer to actually go through this process is really quite impressive. Ask Grace if you want to know how to make ink disappear and remove crayon marks. This summer, Grace donated 22 bags of school supplies to the Resource Center. She is enthusiastic in her efforts and knows it takes actions like hers to really make a difference. Grace tells us that she plans to continue her end-of-the-year school drives as long as she can, or until she can hand it over to her younger brother. We honor Grace tonight with the Smead Award. Well deserved. Thank you. Thank you, Samantha and Grace, for the service you provide to the students in your community and the community itself. It's so well deserved and such an inspiration to see kids put forth the effort that really makes a change in our communities and our schools. So thank you both and congratulations.
Thank you so much, Casey and Smead, for recognizing these exceptional students. Minnesota Senator Amy Klobuchar wanted to be here with us this evening, but her schedule in Washington precluded her from happening. However, she sent the following message for us to see. Take a look.
Hello to all my friends gathered for the Kids in Need Foundation's Education Celebration Gala. I think you know I would much rather be there with you in person. It would be a lot of fun. But things are going on right now, well, like you wouldn't believe. So I'm just honored to join you via video. I'd like to thank your Executive Director, Dave Smith, as well as all of the board members, employees, corporate sponsors, and supporters who are attending today and helping provide necessary school supplies to students who otherwise might go without. The numbers tell the story. In the past 21 years, you've donated nearly $800 million in supplies to kids who need them. Last year alone, you helped 4.8 million kids and 154,000 teachers. That's a lot of crayons. That's a lot of notebooks. Why school supplies? We know that kids who have their own supplies are better able to concentrate on their lessons. They fit in better with their peers. Their attendance improves. Their confidence rises when they know that they have what they need to learn and to succeed. I'm thinking of the Texas kids whose school was devastated by a tornado. With the help of the Kids in Need Foundation, those students got supplies to resume learning in portable classrooms while their school was being rebuilt. Or I'm thinking of the little girl whose family has fallen on hard times and is living in a shelter. But through the gift of a backpack, she's able to keep learning and stay in the head of her class. Or I'm thinking of the little boy whose backpack full of school supplies didn't just fill his desk. It eased his mind because now his hardworking mom won't have to struggle to find the money to buy those supplies. Since 1995, you've been changing the lives of young people in need, one glue stick at a time. I gotta tell you, the smiles on those kids' faces tell the story of the impact you're having. But for me, it's personal. My mom taught second grade until she was 70 years old. When she was 70, she still had a class of 30 kids. And many times, she would actually go and buy some extra supplies for some of those kids or for her classroom. She was a single mom, and she went back to work after my parents got divorced. But she loved teaching, and she loved those kids. Just to end with a little personal school story, at my mom's visitation, a family came up to me, and mom was crying, and their older son had disabilities. And she said that her son was in my mom's class in second grade, and that my mom would do this monarch butterfly unit. And she would dress up as a monarch butterfly. She would release the butterfly after they'd seen the metamorphosis, and the day that she'd release the butterfly, she would dress up as a monarch and have a sign that said, "To Mexico or bust." And the mom was crying because she told me that every time my mom taught that unit, and I knew this story, she'd go grocery shopping afterward. But I never quite knew why she went to this particular store, and I found out that night. She went to that store because this kid, who'd had my mom in second grade, loved that monarch butterfly unit. And she would go to his line where after he graduated, he started bagging groceries, and he'd give that child a big hug. Well, that's what you do every single day. Like my mom giving that kid a hug, you give these kids a hug with your In Need Foundation. You're changing their lives. You're giving them what they need to make them feel like they're worthy and make them feel like the whole community's giving them that hug. Have a wonderful time tonight. You deserve it. Thanks for your good work.
Senator Klobuchar is a friend of Kids in Need based on, as you heard, her experience being the daughter of a teacher. And we thank her for sending her best wishes. Earlier this evening at our teacher reception sponsored by ACCO Brands, this year's recipient of the Teacher of the Year Award was announced. Leah Jones, a fourth grade teacher at Life Prep School in St. Paul and recently hired as its executive director, is the 2016 Teacher of the Year. Leah, please stand for acknowledgement by our guests. Leah, you inspire your students, you bring excellence in education to your classroom, and the Kids in Need Foundation is so proud to honor you this evening. If you have not had the opportunity to put a backpack full of new school supplies into the hands of a child who has virtually nothing, I highly recommend it. Employees of 3M have had that experience through their work with Kids in Need. 3M is a longtime donor to our programs and activities and is sponsoring the dinner you will soon be enjoying. Please welcome Brad Graves, Vice President and General Manager of Global Key Accounts for the 3M Consumer Business Group.
Thank you. I don't always walk to the podium with champagne. I'd like to, but I don't always. On behalf of 3M, I'd like to welcome you all to dinner tonight. We've been a proud partner with the Kids in Need really from day one. And we're going to be even more proud in 2020 when we help serve those 10 million kids that our strategic plan calls for. So I'm going to make this quick. I just want to make a quick toast. My toast really is to school supplies changing lives and the great work that the Kids in Need Foundation does, and more importantly, the work that this group does in this room to help this foundation really succeed. So cheers and thank you.
Friends, educators, and corporate partners, please welcome Kids in Need Board Member and Director of Sales National Accounts for BIC Consumer Products USA and sponsor of tonight's Graffiti Wall, Mr. Rick Radovich.
BIC is proud to be a longtime supporter of the Kids in Need Foundation, and I want to thank everyone who participated in the Graffiti Wall. I'm going to draw the name of the winner, and when I call your name, would you please join us on stage? Amy Rink. I think she's coming in.
Perfect. Congratulations.
Congratulations. There you go.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Absolutely. Enjoy. Hey, one more thing, and Vic has donated a inflatable kayak that'll be part of the live auction. So I would encourage you please to bid. Being in the land of 10,000 lakes, what a great opportunity to take advantage. So please join and help us raise funds for such a great cause. Thank you.
Thank you, Rick. Thank you so much, Rick. Last year, we presented the Reach Out Award for the first time. In our quest to serve more students, it's especially relevant because it honors a partner that helps us reach students beyond those we typically serve. Tonight, we want to acknowledge the great contribution TriNet has made to our mission and our goal of increasing the number of boys and girls who we help to prepare to succeed in the classroom. A phone call 6 years ago from TriNet asked if there was a program or something they could do to support kids in need by doing something with TriNet Cares in more than 40 offices across the country. It was a big boost to School Ready Supplies, the fastest growing Kids in Need program. Including this year, more than 18,500 backpacks have been built and distributed by TriNet Cares and Kids in Need, changing the lives of thousands of students who have received school supplies they never had before. Help me welcome and thank Jeff Earhart, Executive Director, Learning Development and Communications for TriNet.
We're just so excited to be a long-term partner with the Kids in Need Foundation. On behalf of TriNet and all the colleagues that have participated this last year and prior years across all of our offices across the nation and TriNet Cares, I just want to say thank you for this, and we look forward to taking our program to the next level in the years to come. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, TriNet, for making it possible for us to reach out to more kids. Well, tonight's sponsor of our speakers is Georgia Pacific. We are so proud of our partnership. Take a look.
How can you ask a child to find success if they're not equipped with the appropriate tools nor materials? How can we ask them to compete when they don't have the basic things they need to even get in the race? I was literally working to buy stuff for work. At one point, I had a $3,700 credit card bill.
The Kids in Need Foundation and Kids in Need stores collect and distribute school supplies and share them with teachers so that they are better equipped to support children's education. Some of the most needed supplies include paper and paper products because it is like gold to teachers. If a teacher doesn't have copy paper in their classroom, they don't have the ability to teach on the fly.
Sometimes you can spend 15 minutes asking a child to copy something off the board. If I could just make a photocopy of it, we can get right to the skill and stop worrying about the minor things. How important is Kids in Need to us? For the demographics we serve, for the children we serve, it's more than a need, it's a necessity.
Having the proper school supplies is key to anything. I grew up with a single mom, didn't really have a whole lot. You just never know what the potential is for those kids. That might be the next doctor, just because they had a pack of paper donated to them that they can actually use to write their notes down on, or a box of pencils. Being able to make something that, kids can use all the time That's a big necessity, is awesome. And it makes me happy helping them. I can give somebody something that I had a hard time getting when I was young.
When I start passing the items out, to watch them feel loved and know that you can possibly change their situation, to watch a child say, "Oh, there's 2 pencils," or "Oh, I got a book bag." Every day is part of our Kids in Need story. We serve children who truly need, and Kids in Need supplies them what they need.
Wow. Please welcome Georgia Pacific's Product Marketing Manager, Taylor Banzel.
Good evening, everyone. I am so excited to introduce our student speaker for the night, Malika Mitchell. Malika, who is a sophomore this fall, finished her freshman year at the top of her class and will be entering the honors program. She has been very successful in her young life while dealing with many challenges. Malika has been receiving school supplies via Crayons to Computers, the Kids in Needs Affiliate Resource Center in Cincinnati, throughout her school career. Malika's many accomplishments include her participation in an extensive work-study program. As a freshman, Malika started her work experience with the Cincinnati Center. She was a shining star and loved by the staff and volunteers. She is the first student in their years with this program who they would have both hired for the summer if she had not only been 14 years old, and who they would take back for a second year in the program. Susan Frankel, Executive Director of Crayons to Computers, says, "Malika has one of the most optimistic outlooks on life of any person I have ever met." Please help me welcome Malika to the podium.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Malika Mitchell, and I'm a sophomore at DePaul Array, as you may already know. When I first got accepted to DePaul, I was excited. I was happy that I actually got accepted to something for the very first time. And I was also nervous about getting my first official job ever. When it was time to go to our first job, which was my first day of high school, boy, was I nervous. I've been as I've ever been. But everyone at my school were telling me that my supervisors were really goofy and a lot of fun, so that calmed me down just a little bit. Going to Crayons, everything was totally different from what I expected. Thought I was going to be introduced to gray walls, cubicles, data entry, and typing, but that wasn't the case. There were so many colors. I felt welcomed and at ease, and also, I got comfortable at some time. I felt like I was a part of a family. I loved meeting new teachers, getting along with the Monday volunteers. My favorite would have to be the book nook. There were so many books there. It was like bookworm heaven. I got a tour on my first day, and I saw a lot of supplies that I remember seeing in my elementary classes. And I remember seeing ice cream boxes and quarts and containers, and I thought that my teachers ate all the ice cream and then washed them and then made us use them, which wasn't the case. I literally thought they ate them. I soon learned that there were boxes with errors on the name or the logo, and that the Research Center for teachers and students, they reused them and they gave them for the classrooms such as mine. Thinking about it now, I realized that all the school supplies from the teachers had available to me, and the other students helped us to see a lot in class. They made a difference in their everyday lives at school, a big difference. I love that Crayons to Computers helps a lot with kids' needs of school supplies, and I am even more impressed with the number of organizations and groups that helps a lot kids all around, like the Kids to Keep Our Kids Warm group and the Kids in Need Foundation. The Kids in Need Foundation donates millions of dollars worth
of school supplies every year to Crayons to Computers. The group and my co-workers at Crayons had taught me that the pen is mightier than the sword. Crayons has the tools students need to prosper in our education, and they are generous to share them with us. Maybe I would have been more, maybe I've never been accepted to the PAW or been able to go to work study program I am if it hadn't been for those supplies. I've learned so much from my work experience at Crayons to Computers. I love new lessons, new friends, and happy memories I will hold dearest to my heart and I will share with others. As I continue my journey, my long journey to success. Thank you all for this time of your evening.
Malika, thank you so much for sharing your experiences with us this evening. Volunteers play a critical role in the operations of the resource centers in our national network, building and distributing backpacks and evaluating teacher grant applications. One of our favorite volunteers at the Kids in Need Twin Cities Resource Center is Nancy Gamble. Nancy taught parent education in the St. Paul Public Schools for 18 years. She was also an educational assistant for 11 years. Nancy has shopped for school supplies at the Twin Cities Center since 2011. She retired from teaching in 2015, and guess what? She became a volunteer just 5 days later. We have asked her to say a few words for us tonight. Please welcome Nancy Gamble.
Whoa, I've never talked to this many people before. First of all, I would like to say if Michaela is any example of what we've got coming, we've got no problems. She's a great young lady. Second, I would like to say thank you to all the donors because we could not do what we do without you. All night we've been talking about packing backpacks and things, and I would like to tell you about a story. The last backpack that I gave out last October was a young man who came to the country. He'd only been here a couple months. He came to a junior high school. He was in 7th grade. Now, if you can imagine yourself being in 7th grade, new country, new school, not much English, but enough that he could get by. He got the tour of the school, got all of his classes assigned, and then he was handed the list of school supplies that he needed to have. He knew that wasn't going to happen. Well, in walks me, and I say, okay, here's your backpack. He looks at the backpack, he goes through it, and he knows that all of those tools in there he will be able to use to succeed in school. And he looks at me and he says, mine, as he hugs that backpack very tight. And I said, yes, yours. Mom was crying, the little boy was crying, and that's what it's all about, is building these relationships with people that we can tell them, with our help, giving you the proper tools, you can succeed. And that's why I'd like to thank all the donors for what they do, because they help all of our kids succeed. Thank you.
Nancy, thank you so much for being here and sharing that with us today. School supplies really do change lives, even when you're on the giving side of the equation. Now again, please welcome Dave Smith.
And again, thank you, Georgia Pacific, for sponsoring our speakers this evening. It means, with that sponsorship, that we're able to introduce you to, and you'll get to meet, Cynthia Brown. We met Cynthia when we went to Kingstree, South Carolina, to distribute backpacks and school supplies to students who had been impacted by the flooding that occurred there. Cynthia is the principal at Anderson Primary School in Kingstree. Although she's not a parent herself, she considers students of Anderson her babies, as she calls them. She knows the names of every student at the school and can tell you something about each one of them. Every school day, she greets the students as they arrive for school. And I've seen her do this, and she knows each of the names as she gets off the bus. And there are, I think, about 600 students in the school. She walks them to the buses at the end of the day as well. Please join me in welcoming Cynthia Brown.
Good evening, and what an honor it is to be here with you this afternoon. Last year about this time, I don't think that we were in any shape to be anywhere. South Carolina experienced the worst flood that history can date back 1,000 years in October of 2015. And when we say the worst flood, it rained for 5 days, a total of 25 inches of rain. Where I come from in the school that I work in, it's a very poor area. South Carolina has 46 counties. The county that I work in is the third largest county land-wise, but it's also the third poorest county as far as employment. We are at 96.1% free and reduced lunch. So when the flood came in October of 2015, we just did not know what to do. It rained, and it rained, and it rained. We were out of school for 7 days. And once school started, a lot of our students could not come to school because the infrastructure was so bad. There were roads that were washed out, bridges washed out. There was no connection from one area to another. And no one knew what to do because we had never experienced anything like this before. But once school started back, I got a phone call one day from Gina Palmer. Had never heard of Gina, had never heard of Kids in Need, but she was on the phone and she said, I've heard about the devastation that you all are experiencing in Williamsburg County, Kingstree, South Carolina. And she said, we want to help. I'm with the Kids in Need Foundation, and we'd like to supply school supplies to all of your children. So she said, how many kids do you have? And I said, well, if you take away our 4K students, right at 500. She said, we can do that, and we want to do that. And I'm still a little leery now because I'm like, okay, why would they want to help us? Who are we? We're just these little people in Kingstree, South Carolina. I'm sure most of you in here have never heard of Kingstree, South Carolina. But it's in the middle of nowhere, but it will take you somewhere. So I was like, okay. So Gina kept making contact with me, and then I met Dave. And they were like, well, we're going to come down, and I think they flew into Charleston, South Carolina, and they actually brought backpacks that were already there. We had them in the gym. We brought all of our children to the gym. Now, remember the worst flood that South Carolina had experienced in 1,000 years. We had houses underwater. So many of our children were displaced. So parents weren't thinking about getting school supplies. Everybody was trying to survive, trying to find shelter. But when Dave and Gina came down, we went into the gym, and I did not tell the children what they were going to get. I just said, we have some special guests here today. And when they saw the book bags or the backpacks, it was Christmas to them. They were so happy because most of them had lost what they had in the flood. I had one little baby that would cry every morning once we got back to school. And his thing was, the water took all my stuff, and the water did. And we still have families who are displaced. Kids in Need Foundation was a bridge over troubled water. And I literally mean a bridge over troubled water, because no one else reached out to the school system the way that this organization, foundation, did. And I become teary-eyed when I think about just the love that this organization, foundation has. You don't have to do this, but it's for the love of the children. And I have one little girl. I had many of my students to write thank you notes, but one little girl named Olivia, and Olivia sums it up best. She says, "Thanks so much for the things you gave all the kids at my school after the flood. We really needed these things. Thank you for helping me stay super smart." And she meant that. They did not have, but because of you, you helped our children stay super smart. So hats off to the Kids in Need Foundation, because I think you're the finest foundation there is, to give what you give and to do what you do. It's a blessing. And so I come before you with gratitude. I'm so thankful for the opportunity to come and speak with you this afternoon. But most of all, I thank you for what you do, not just for the students in Kingstree, South Carolina, but for what you do for students throughout, because we don't know. We may be reaching out to a doctor, a lawyer, someone that will find the cure for cancer. And the Kids in Need Foundation, you're playing a major role in that, because it's not where you come from, it's where you're going. So once again, thank you for all you do, because you do make a difference. Thank you.
Cynthia, thank you so much for sharing that story. We are so pleased we're able to bring some happiness to those babies and help them have the confidence that they need to grow and succeed in the classroom, and thank you so much. Well, now comes the really exciting part of the evening, and we welcome Kurt Johnson.
Thank you. And thank you, Cynthia, for that story. In just a second, I'm going to ask you, I see people distributing their little bid paddles. Reach out in the center of the table. You have your bidder number that corresponds with your name. If you would like to have your neighbor spend a lot of money, use their number. Okay? Take those out right now. Take them out. We're going to have some fun, but before we start the live auction, though, I want to bring up a picture. If I could have everyone's attention, look here on the screen. That young person, young lady, is from Flint, Michigan. And we talk about these 4.8, 4.9 million students, and we talk about this goal of millions and millions of more students that we're going to help. But I want you to look at this screen. That's one child. This is one backpack. It's full. Costs us $25 to put these together. This puts that child in a better place. But let's double that right now. Let's see what happens when we put two. That young man and that young girl. $50 changes lives. You hear it over and over. I know you know it, but I'm going to keep telling you. It changes lives. Let's see what happens when we double this. 4. Now that's not 4 million. That's 4 lives. Which one's the doctor? Which one's the teacher? Which one's a better parent? Let's double that again. Let's double that again. Let's do it one more time. Those are the faces you are impacting. The teachers that I saw stand up, the volunteers working here, the corporations, the individuals, the board members. That is what you're impacting. Let's go back to that first one. Let's go back to that one person one. That is what we're impacting. So, what we're going to do right now is we're going to have you take that number that you have in your hand, and you're going to decide, and we're starting high. This is where we do our fund and need. We're going to ask you to make a commitment. And we're going to gather your information, and we're going to see how much money we can raise just by a straight gift. And $1,000 is 40 backpacks. Can somebody raise their number up to do $1,000 right now? Raise your number up if you can do 1,000. We have it right back here. I'm going to call that number out. The lights are here. Hold it still. Number 247 at $1,000. Number 37 at $1,000. That's 80 backpacks. That's pretty good. Anybody else? By the way, did anybody want to just do $50,000? Oh, we have another one over here, another $1,000. Dave, okay, I'm going to get your money. 423 from Dave. We always want to take his money. That's good. Can you get a round of applause? This is the fun part. But I've got something really cool. Very, 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 very cool. See, Blue Sky, for those of you who come every year, has been a special partner of ours. And they've always put a challenge up. Now, you Blue Sky people over here, they've always put a challenge up at this point to match. This year, we're doing something unique. They've put up $20,000. Let's give them a round of applause for that, first of all. $20,000. And they're going to challenge us. They're going to challenge us at the $500 level. They want to get 40 people at $500, and they've put together a special thank you package for everybody to do it. So I want you to think before you raise up. If you give $500 right now, and by the way, we'll tell you how we're going to collect it later on, but if you want to put it on your corporation or something else, you don't want to put it on your personal credit card, we can figure that out later on. But if you give us $500 right now, we double it. So who can raise up your number for $500? Number 67. Count for me, Gene. 103 212 194 59 166. All at $500. We got him already at that. We got over here. We have. He's got his book. Number 116 58. Folks, give them a round of applause. These are all $500. We're making $1,000. Thank you, Blue Sky. Number 197. All at $500. Hold it still. 152 at $500. This is huge, folks, because we are taking Blue Sky money and we are matching it dollar for dollar. Anybody else at $500? Oh, we got more of these to give away. We've got more of these to give away. Who can else do $500? Number 113 at $500. Okay, I know this is good. Do you know how many kids we just impacted? Number 68 at $500. Anybody else? Number 49 at $500. That's right from our teacher right there from South Carolina. Thank you, Cynthia. God bless you. Anybody else at 500? No, we're going to get to a number that works for everybody, trust me. Who can raise up your number, if you could do $250 right now? That is how many backpacks, math teachers? 10. Who can do $250? Raise your number. If you can do two, way back here, 250. This is great. I'm coming back. I won't run into you, I promise. Way back here, number 206 at $250. Can anybody else do 250? Number 248. This is all money going right to the backpack program. Anybody else at 250? This is good. I'm getting to the number that it's going to look like a porcupine. By the way, you can give at more than one level. We will take that. Number 223. Number 97. Number 62, and way back there in the corner at 250. Let's hold it still. I can't hit a moving target. Just turn it for me. Number 22, my birthday. That's a good number, at $250. That's good. Dave, we're doing well. We're doing really well because people are having impact. But 4 backpacks. Thank you, Blue Sky, for everything that you do. We're going to get your money. Thank you, Blue Sky. We appreciate this challenge. Who could do $100? That's just 4 backpacks. That's a night out in the dinner. Who could do 100? Oh, we're looking at go now, folks. Pay attention. There's a numbers popping up there occasionally. It's 141 259 428 161 171 135 149 317 216 38 200 243 268 237 209 95 240 109 81 2 wait a minute, over here. I'm coming up here, but see, it was real busy back there. 218 192 142. We can get some applause going here. Wake up. Number 23. Number 132. Number 241. I'm coming around here. 260. 235. 57. 44. 181. 107. 273. Connie, yell the number for me. 81, all at $100. Give those a round of applause, folks. That's 4 backpacks per person. And I know you guys, ladies and gentlemen, get asked all the time, but we want to make sure if there's a number that works for you. How about at $50? That's just 2 kids. If you could do $50, raise your number up at $50. Number 249 at $50. Number 131, 86, 250, 296, 270, 32, 162, 312, 183, 36, 424, 138. I want to make sure I have the right number. 170, 261, 91. You know how many backpacks that was right there? Wait, I got some more up front. Hold on. We're not done. I got some up front. Number 73. Woo! Number 265. We're going to get a total here in a few seconds. Now, I got you. If you keep that up, I'm going to keep hitting you. Now, because we're Minnesotans, and if you were a little hesitant to raise your hand, or if there was a number where you didn't call out, on your smart device, you can activate it, and you can say backpack fund. You can give 25, you can get 20, you can give 1,000, you can give 1,000,000. We'll take it all. Or if you want to do an envelope, if you're more comfortable with that, you can write out a check, put cash, raise it up, or hand it on the way out. Give yourselves a huge round of applause. We did $13,550. That's not including our matching money, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And there'll be more money coming in because they've got to scroll it in there. So, are you ready to have some fun with the live auction? Yeah. We are going to have a lot of fun. This is where you're going to get your hand up in the air and you're going to bid. Hold on. And our first item, if we scroll to the beautiful painting, is actually our fine art. Now, Dixon Ticonderoga, they have been a partner and friend of ours for a lot of projects. And they're the kind of company that has been there for us on special needs and when we've asked. Well, they did have a little nice little program in some of our resource centers. They kind of put a challenge out to them. They provided their art products, and then they said, find a local artist. And they had a contest, and that's where some of those pieces were from that contest. Well, then there was a winner. Let's go roll to the winner picture, please. This was the winner as a beautiful painting. It is birch trees with the leaves falling, and it's somehow appropriate here in Minnesota. For those of you who don't know, birches are a lot around here, and the leaves will soon start falling. Now, this is in beautiful colors, but you come with a slight obligation by buying this. You can put it wherever you want. You put it in your home, put it in your office, put it in your collections. But anytime if somebody asks you, where did you get that beautiful painting? Please take 2 minutes and tell the Kids in Need story. Tell them why you bought that. Tell them why you support Kids in Need and what they do. So it's a beautiful painting. If you can't take it home, we'll help arrange shipping for you. If you come on a plane, you don't like to do stuff, we'll help you find ways to ship it home. UPS is a great place. So who started the bidding there at $1,000? 1,000, bidding 1,000. Who has $200 started out? $200 there. Would you go 200? I got 200 back here, and now 250. 200 now 250. 200 now 250. Would you go 250? Thinking now 300, 300 now 350. Got 300 back there. You got to go 350. Your turn. 350. It's small. It's beautiful. Go 350. 300 in the corner, and now 350. 350 now. 350 has been bid, folks. If you want to applaud now, this is good because we're going to ask for $400. 350 now 400. 350 now 400. Would you go 400 has been bid? I know 450. 400 now 450. Go 450. I'll save you money. Go 425. 425 and now 450. 425 now 450. 425 now 450. Would you go 450? Going once. Going twice. Where you come from? Right here, right up here. 450 has been bid. And now 475. He tried to take it in. Now 500. Don't. You got to bid more than one state law. Now 525. Please. Thank you for your bidding. Going once, going twice. You got it number 92 for $500. $500. Woohoo. You know, it's an important thing. I know you guys have been in meetings and you want to get to the party and all that. But if you're not bidding on a particular item, you still have a job. That job is to clap and cheer and goat on the people that are bidding. And if they slow down, look at them and say, think of the kids. Our future. Bid again. We'll take all harassment. And Rick from BIC was up here a little while ago. And who was here when we sold the surfboard? Come on, some of you were here. That was fun. They've got some great fun products, and they are doing a portable, collapsible, inflatable, depending on how you look at it, it's inflatable, and then it collapses, kayak. Flip that kayak up here. This inflatable kayak, look at it right there. It fits easy into a carry bag. It has 2 seats. You can either use a 2-person or 1-person. It has integrated water-resistant storage compartment on rear deck. That's where you can put your stuff like your cell phone. I'm a kayaker myself. They have a spot basically back there so things don't get wet. It has 3 independent inflatable sections for safety. So you can puncture 1 and be safe. You can puncture 2 and be safe. You puncture 3, I wish you the Titanic. You're going down. Wear a life jacket. But it's hard to puncture 3. This is very sturdy material. Here's what you know about these. I do a lot of kayaking, and I see these kayaks like this around. What's cool about these, if you live in an apartment, you don't have the place to put a kayak. It literally is a carry bag. I've seen them at the airport, and I've talked to people. They go on vacations. They go to Florida. They go up north. Instead of renting one, they bring their own kayak. You can go around. It's easy. You can put it in your car. And again, here's a real cool thing about this. You don't have to take this home because, frankly, we don't even have it here. BIC's going to direct ship it to where you're at. So you can buy it for yourself. You can buy it that early holiday gift, get it shipped directly to them. It's better than Amazon Prime because it doesn't cost you and you don't have to deal with it. It comes right to you. But this is a really cool inflatable kayak, and kayaking is fun. I tell you what, I love to fish out of a kayak, and bringing in a fish in a kayak is pretty cool. Who'll start the bidding there? At $1,000. 1,000, 1,000. Who has $300 for the inflatable kayak right now? 300 has been bid, and now 350. 300 now 350. 350. And kayaks are what you need no skill. They're easy, they're fun. I'm at 300, now 350. Bic is good, go 350. 300 now 350, would you go 350? For a kayak? 300 now 350. 300 for it's inflatable, it comes with something to pump it up, it comes with a repair kit. Who's got 350? 300 now 350, thank you. Now 400, 350 now 400, 350, 400, they're thinking now 450. You didn't think you were gonna buy a kayak tonight, but you can go 450, take it home, go 450, 400 now 450, 450. You look cool, put some sunscreen on, you're awesome. Go 450, 400 now 400. You can go together, it's like a date. Go 450, 400 now 450, 400 over here now 450, going once. We're gonna keep this going. 450, new fire, and now 500, 450 now 500, 500, 500. You want the kayak. You can name it. Go 500, 450 now 500, 450 now 500. When you go 5, yes! Now 550, 500 now 550, 550. In the back, it's your turn, Connie. Get them to go 550, 500 now 550, 550. Would you go 550? 550 going once, going twice. We want your money and your address. It's coming to you for $500. What's your number here? $500? Yes, excited? Give me your number. Your bidder number is really important to me right now. Hold it still. 152, number 152. She's going kayaking. I am excited, folks, because one thing we know about this group, and we do a lot of talking with people, what would you like us to sell at this little fundraiser? People like to travel and like to go on vacations, do unique experiences. And this first one, folks, fits all those categories, and it's been put together in part by our national paper sponsor, Georgia Pacific. You can applaud for them. They're part of it. They're in the room. They're here for the first time. This package includes round-trip air travel for 2 on Southwest Airlines, and you get a Southwest Airlines inflatable, and yet there will be more. They'll fly you down to the Atlanta Hartsfield International Airport. Now, if you're less than 150 miles from Atlanta, we're not going to fly you. We'll figure some other courtesy thing, but if you're further than that, we'll fly you. You get 2 tickets to the Georgia Aquarium and 2 tickets to a Georgia Aquarium animal encounter. There are 4 encounters. I know about 3 have been detailed. 1 I'm going to make some assumptions on, but I don't want to guarantee it. You can go with the dolphins, the otters, the penguins, or the beluga whales. Now, I'm not 100% on the dolphin thing. I think you get in the water, but I don't want to say it because I can't say for sure. The otter one, you really don't touch the otters because if you've ever met an otter, they've got a lot of sharp teeth and they have a little attitude. They're cute and cuddly, but we don't want to take any chances. Now, they do have these wonderful people, penguins. Your second takeaway. You can go and pet a penguin. And by the way, in each one of these experiences, it's not just touching the animal, it's learning about the animal, how they work on the environment and everything. But the beluga whale experience, one of the people from Georgia Pacific told me, they've actually done it. You get in a wetsuit, you get in the water with the beluga whales, you touch them, you get close experience, you can touch their tongues, they're really cool. So she definitely said the beluga whale. Now, you get 2 nights, 1-room accommodations at a hotel procured by Georgia Pacific, and someone said, well, what kind of hotel? Let me tell you, it's going to be depending on your bidding. We're not going to put you up, at the Fairmont or a Hyatt if we don't get a lot of bidding, because Super 8s are down in Georgia too. But we'll get a nice one. But they have some extra add-ons too. They want you to go down and have a party down there. They want you to have a cooler. Great carry-on, bring your food. And now, as you know, Georgia Pacific is great on paper, and you know a lot of their other wonderful products. And you may not have met these people from Georgia Pacific yet. I hope you do. They're table 11, good people. Have a cocktail with them later on. But there is a product I know all of you have worked with from Georgia Pacific. For those of you that can't see, it's Quilted Northern. So we want to make sure that you also have a little bit of that from them. And easy pack on. You can use it as a pillow on the plane on the way home, whatever you want. So you get all that. You got to fly down to Georgia, go to Atlanta. You get 2 tickets to the aquarium. You get an experience in the water. You get overnight, 2 nights in a hotel. Great night. Who'll start the bidding there at $1,500? 15, would you go 15? Who has $500 started out? That's a flight right there. Who's got $500? 500, would you go 500? Has been bid. Now $600. It's a $1,500 value. How about 500? I know $600. Airfare down 600. I know 700. 6 and now 700. 6 and now 700. Would you go 700? You don't have to get in the water if you don't have to. 7. I know $800. 7 and now 800. 7 now 800. Would you go 800? 700 has been bid now 800. And now 900. 8's been bid now $900. 8's been bid now 900. Well, all the money's going here to kids in needs. Go 900. 8's been bid now 900. 8's been bid now 900. Would you go $900? You get the inflatable too. Go 900. Sir, go 900 one more time. 8's been bid now 900. Going once. You get the toilet paper. 900 has been bid. It was the toilet paper that put him over the edge. Who's got 1,000? 900 now 1,000. 900 now 1,000. Would you go 1,000? Going once. Going twice. I'm going to deliver toilet paper. I have never done this in 27 years as a professional fundraiser. Delivered toilet paper to a gentleman to his table. Sold it for $900 right here. Your number is 271. Thank you, Ben. 271. He'll have the softest bottom in the office. I had to say it. We have another trip. This one is pretty cool. If you like to sail, if you're a person who loves to go on interesting experiences, you don't have to have any experience whatsoever. But this is what we call an America's Cup yacht experience. What this does, you go out to San Diego, you spend 5 days, 4 nights at the Hyatt Regency Mission Bay Spa and Marina. We get airfare for 2 from wherever you are in the country, and a hands-on experience aboard the America's Cup yacht, and this one's called USA 11. So you fly out there, you get 4 days in San Diego, and you get a 3-hour sailing experience on this awesome sailboat. You don't need experience. It depends on how much you have. You can do more. But this is what they race in the America's Cup yacht. So there you go, folks. What's that worth? It's a great trip. Who has $4,500 there? 45, would you go 45? Who has $2,000 started out for this trip? Who's got 2,000? I'm at 2,000. I know 2,500. 2,000 now 25. Would you go 25? The airfare, hotel, yachting experience. I'm at 2,000. I know 25. 25. I know 3,000. 25. I know 3,000. Get back in. Go $3,000. 25. I know 3,000 to go yachting on the American Yacht 2. Who's got 3,000? 25. Now $3,000. How about 27.5? 27.5. Thank you. And now 3,000. 27.5 and now 3,000. When you go 3,000. 27.5 and now 3,000. When you go 3,000. It includes airfare. It's overnight accommodations. Who's got $3,000? 27.5 and now 3,000. Going once. Going twice. $3,000 has been bid, and now 32.5. 3,000 now 32.5. 3,000 now, how about 32.5? Come back in. He's at 3,000. How about 31? 3,000 now 3,100. 3,000 now 31. 3,000 now 31. Would you go 3,100? 3,000 now 31. Would you go 31? Going once. Going twice. Sold at $3,000. You're going at a boy. $3,000. What's your number, please? Number. I get 2 numbers. Number 42. Number 42. I've never had 2 guys go, no, you put it on your number. No, I'll put it on my number. No, you put it on your number. I'll put it on my. You could put it on my number too. Okay. All right, that's one. This is going to go quick, folks. I know we want to get on to the parties. The next one is a little bit more laid back. This one is Bermuda. Who here is from a northern climate like Minnesota? Raise your hand. This isn't a trick. Okay, it's beautiful outside today. It's gorgeous. It's what we live for. If you're not from around here, come on up here, and we should have this conference in January. It's cold. There's no sand. There's no greenery. But in Bermuda, you get to go there. Old World Splendor of Bermuda for 5 days, 4 nights at the Fairmont Southampton. You get economy class airfare for 2 from anywhere in the country. Daily complimentary breakfast. All room-related taxes. There's a concierge service. But more importantly, it will be warm. It will be warm. There'll be sand. You're going to hang out. There'll be Wi-Fi. You can be like texting your friends pictures of you going, You're not here, I am. Bermuda trip, folks. This is a great package. Who's bidding there? At $6,500. 65, would you go 65? Would you go 65? Who has $3,000? Started out right there. $3,000. 3,000, would you go 3,000? Has been bid. 3,000. And now 32 and a half. 3,000, now 32 and a half. 3,000, now 32 and a half. Would you go 32.50? Bermuda, folks. Airfare. 4 nights, 5 days. I'm at 3,000. And now 32 and a half. 3,000, now 32 and a half. Thank you. Now 35. 35, get back in. Go 3,500. 32 and a half, and now 35. 32 and a half, and now 3,500. It's a $6,000 value, $6,200 value. It's got 35. 32 and a half, and now 35. 32 and a half, and now 35. Would you go 3,500? You know, folks, it involves water. You'll need sunscreen if you're like me, because I will get burnt. Who's got 35? 32 and a half, and now 3,500. 32 and a half, and now 35. They're in, you're out. 32 and a half, and now 35. Going once. 35 has been bid, and now 37 and a half. 37 and a half. 37 and a half. I'll go by 3,600. 35, now 36. 35, now 3,600. 35, now 36. He's at 35, now 3,600. 35, now 36. Would you go 3,600? 35, now 36. Get back in. Going once. Going, is that a bid? Going twice. 36 has been bid. 37, now 3,800. 3,800, we're way undervalued. Go 38. We're $6,200 value. Go 38. He's at 37, you gotta go 38. 37, now 38 has been bid. And now 39. 38, now 39. 39, 39. 39. Sand between your toes. 3,900. 39 has been bid. And now $4,000. 39, now 4. Second honeymoon, or the one you never took. Or the one you wish you hadn't taken. Go 4,000. 39 now 4,000. 39 now 4,000. When do you go $4,000? 39 now 4,000. Going once. Going twice. $4,000. 41. 41. It's for the kids. But thank you for your help. Going once. Going twice. Sold $4,000 right there. Oh. Tell you what. Thank you very much. Sold it for $4,000, number 114. She was a good sport about it. She said, make him pay the money. We'll take it for the kids. Number 114 for $4,000. See, this is going fast, is it? We're having fun. You know, and here's what I want to remind you folks too, as you go back to your corporations, if you have sports suites in your local communities, you know, like up here we have a lot of good sports. If you got something down there in Atlanta, or you got something in Chicago, or you got something in San Francisco, or wherever, let us know that you can donate that and we'll sell it here, because it's a great way for us to raise money. So get this mind rolling about what you guys can bring next year, because we're just trying to make money for the kids. Speaking of sports, backed by popular demand, we got this package. It's called Trip to Any Sports Tournament or Event. Now, golf, we're talking about golf tournament, regular season, NHL, National Hockey League, NBA, Major League Baseball, Major League Soccer, or PGA. Any one of those sports, you want to go to a regular season game, if you want to go see the Yankees, you want to go see the Wild play Chicago, or the Chicago play the Kings, okay, the Blackhawks. If you want to go to a golf tournament, if you want to go to one of the great NBA games, you want to go see the Lakers, you have a team that you love, that you follow, we're going to give you 3 days and 2 nights with economy class airfare for 2. 2 tickets to your chosen regular season game or tournament, daily complimentary breakfast, expert travel and concierge services, airfare for 2. This is a hoot. And I talked to the people who did it, actually, not this event, I sold it for somebody else, and they said it was amazing. They got in, they got to see that team. Now, obviously, you need to plan a little bit in advance. You can't just say, I want to go next week. Well, sometimes they can arrange it, but there you go, folks. And you have a year to use this. All these you have a year to use, by the way. Who's been there? At $6,000. 6,000, what do you go, 6,000? Who has $2,000 started out? I got $2,000, I know $25, I know $3,000, $25, I know $3,000, $25, I know $3. Go to see the sport of your choice. Go $3,000, $3,000, $3,000 has been bid. I know $31, $3,000 now $3,100, $3,000 now $31. Would you go $31? $3,000 now $30. Airfare for 2, lodging, and a sporting event, and breakfast. Go 31. 3,000 now 31. 3,000 now 3,100. Would you go 31? 3,000 now 31. Would you go 3,100? 3,000 now 31. Would you go 31? You know, you always wanted to go see that team play in their market. Go do it. Go 31. 31. We're 30,000 now 31. Would you go 31? Going once. We're going to keep this going. Going twice. Connie, sold you to your person right over there. $3,000. $3,000 right there. All right. Now, someone was asking about this package earlier. I don't know who they are, but you know who you are. I'm delivering some information to you. The information is that at this next pick, you can bring kids if you wanted to. You have to bring your own kids. It is to St. Thomas. Obviously, it's an additional fee because it's an all-inclusive situation, but let me tell you what you get. You're at Bolongo Bay in St. Thomas, U.S. Virgin Islands. 5 days, 4 nights at the Bolongo Bay Beach Resort for 2. But there's much more than that you get involved. Yes, that is the waters. That is the resort. But listen what you get. 5 days, 4 night accommodations. There's no airfare on this one, so right up front, no airfare. Daily breakfast and lunch. Nightly dinner, up to 4 courses, all served a la carte, lobster available nightly. I'll be eating that a lot. Unlimited alcoholic and non-alcoholic beverages. Many premium brands provided. Complimentary bottle of rum and gourmet chocolates in room upon arrival. Why are we walking up here? Okay. She wants some alcohol, apparently. Okay. We were having fun with this. So you get the free complimentary, you get the rum when you get there. Apparently they want you to have a good time. You get the use of the kayak, Hobie Cat, sailboats, aqua tricycles. If you've seen those are a hoot to see. You get stand-up paddle boards, windsurfers, paddle boats, swim mats, beach chairs. You get 1 introductory scuba lesson in the pool for 1 person. So if someone wants to do that. And I like this one. 1 swim with the turtles half-day experience for 1 person. Nightly entertainment. All gratuities are included, so you're not going to have to do that big tip in the end unless they really do really cool things with your towels on your bed, and then that's really cool. Government room taxes and all that is already included. Go to St. Thomas. It's our last package. Drink all you want, bring your family, go to the beach, play down there. It's available all year long. Again, there are some terms and conditions. You just have to make sure that you say you don't want to go next week, but it's U.S. Virgin Islands, St. Thomas. Let's start that out right there. What's $4,000 there? 4,000. When you go $4,000 there, when you go 4,000. Who has $4,000 has been bid right off the bat. I like that. Save me some time. 4,000. Now 41. 4,000 now 4,100. 4,000 now 41. When'd you go 41? St. Thomas. 4,000 now 41. 4,000 now 4,100. 4,000 now 41. When'd you go 41? You can spend more money. 4,000 now 41. 4,000 now 4,100. When'd you go 41? 4,000 now 4,100. Going once. 41 has been bid. Now 42. A 41 now 42. A 41 now 42. 42 now 43. A 42 now 43. A 42 now 43. A 42 now 43. 3. 42 now 43. 42 now 43. 4-3. They're thinking. They're talking. 43. 42 now 4,300. 42 now 43. 43. Going. Yes! Tell you what I'm going to do. I had to get to 4,200 and I can do 2. So I can sell one to you for 4,200. And would you like one too, sir? Or you want to not get, you sold one for 4,200 right here, and your number is what's your number? 135. And Connie, let me know if he wants one for 40. Your price is 4,200. You can get one too. Yes, I can do 2. We just sold 2 of them. Number 114. We just sold 2. 1 right there and 1 right there. We just made more money right there. Thank you so very much. And that is the conclusion of our auction. Thank you so very much. We thank you for all of your generosity. And right now, I want to bring back our two wonderful host and hostesses, MCs, co-leaders. I don't know what we call you, the people in charge. Give a big round of applause, ladies. Thank you so very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yep.
Thank you. Tonight's sponsor of the after party is SureTech Brands. And on behalf of SureTech Brands, please stick around in the back of the room, the after party. There'll be coffee, sweets, and yes, the bar will still be open. You know, events like tonight don't just happen. I'd like to really thank our staff, our board. I'd like to thank Twirl Events, who puts decorations through, and we never know what it's going to look like till we get here. The staff at this hotel, I think this is the 10th or 11th year we've been here, is fantastic to work with. But it really doesn't happen with all of you. So thank all of you for coming tonight, for contributing and supporting us, and please continue to do the same. Mary, it wouldn't have been the same without you tonight. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much, and I'm looking forward to spending time with each and every one of you at the after party. Thank you.